Hello, Krystle Fitzpatrick here. I am here to give a short little practice to you that you can use to hopefully ease any back pain that you might be experiencing or just to find a little bit of release in the low back if you are feeling any tension there, or that's a place that you often notice where tension creeps up, or if you just want to move your body and create a little bit more space. So we'll get right into it. We'll start on our hands and our knees and tabletop pose. And once you're here, spread your fingers nice and wide. You can even tuck your toes under just to give a little bit of a stretch to the back of the feet, or the bottom of the feet rather. And you can keep this firm grounding in the feet and the hands and start to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, and let the chest rise for cow pose. And then as you exhale here, really slowly, can you round through the upper back and drop the head? Maybe even look in between your knees here, or maybe even back in between your feet. And then we'll move through those two shapes. So on your next inhale, find cow pose slowly. Again, the tailbone will rise. And then exhale into cat. Find this hugging in action of the belly if you can, hugging up and in. Really pressing the ground away, rounding through your upper back. And then again, inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. So nice. And then you'll come back to neutral here. Send your right leg behind you. Let it float about hip height, and then start to just take a roll of the ankle both directions. And start to take your right foot to the back left corner of your mat. So you'll cross your center line here with that long leg. And then keep your right toes tucked under onto the ground and press back through your right heel. You might even inch your right hand further forward. Keep pressing back through that heel. And then bring that right hand back if you moved it. Bring it back to its starting position. And then just start to bend that right knee, but you're going to snug it behind your left. Take your feet a little bit wider apart. Now think like child's pose and pull your seat back, but keep reaching your chest forward. You might even inch your fingertips a little bit further forward. So your seat is not going to go all the way back down to the ground, but it's just this idea that your pelvis, your hips draw back. And at the same time, you're almost reaching your fingertips further forward. And then if you'd like, you can start to drop the head. Just stay here for a breath in. Big breath out. And then you'll climb your way back forward. Send that right leg back behind you like before. Now step your right foot outside your right hand. And take a rock forward with the pelvis a bit. So you're in this little like lizard-like lunge. And then pull your hips back a bit more. Maybe even pick your right toes up off the ground. And you don't have to straighten that right knee all the way. It's just a rocking forward, bending back into that right knee deeply, and then pulling the pelvis back. Now it's nice to have blocks here. If you have blocks, you can bring your hands up a little higher, the earth up higher to your hands, right? And so then you don't have this rounding through the upper back like you would if your hands are on the ground. But both work the same. So send your right knee forward again, bend into it, and then pull your hips back. Maybe pick the right toes up to get a stretch in the back of the right leg. Then you'll crawl back forward for a minute, place your hands back down firmly, and then bring that right knee next to the left. One round of cat-cow like before. Inhale to cow. Exhale into cat. And now you send your left leg behind you. Roll the ankle a bit, both directions. You'll cross it towards the back right corner of your mat. So cross your body and then press back through the heel. And then that left knee will snug behind the right. The feet go nice and wide apart, as wide as they can be. And then send your seat back further. Once you get to that point where you're like, uh-oh, my knees might like pop off the ground and I'll sit, you want to kind of like play with that sort of bit, like pull the weight of your hips back and then walk your hands forward. Maybe drop the head. Stay here for a round of breath. In and out. And then you'll climb back forward. Send the left leg behind you and step the left foot outside the left hand, coming into a lunge. Again, you'll rock the hips forward. You're bending a little bit more into that left knee. And then you'll pull the hips back, pick the left toes up. And notice how your leg doesn't have to be straight here to get a stretch through the hamstrings. And then you'll rock forward again into that lunge. And then pull the hips back, pick the left toes up. One more time. Inhale to rock forward. And then exhale to pull back. You'll climb back forward for a moment. And then you'll bring the left knee to meet the right. Back into that tabletop-like position. One round of cat-cow. Inhale to find cow. Exhale to round and find cat. And you'll come back to neutral. So then bring your legs around in front of you. You'll just come to a seat. Sit up nice and tall. Just like a cross-legged seat here. Take a breath in. Bring your hands to your knees. Sit up taller as you inhale. Soften your shoulders away from your ears as you exhale. Reach both hands up to the sky. Full breath in. Left hand comes to your right knee and your right hand, like swim it back behind you and let your fingertips maybe find the ground. A breath in to get a little taller and then a breath out to maybe look over your right shoulder. And then inhale, come up through center, both arms rise. And then you'll twist to the left. Right hand crosses over. Left hand swims behind you, grazes the ground, and look over your left shoulder. A little twist here. Big breath in. Breath out. So nice. And then you'll come back forward. Take both feet out in front of you. Plant them about hip width distance apart. And grab onto your shins or your knees. And then think about lifting your chest up towards like where the wall and the ceiling would meet. Like you're really broadening across the collarbones to feel that space in your low back lengthen rather than round back, right? I mean, think about that lengthening upward. See if you can then lead with your low back starting to round first. Like, so the opposite of that, right? Not that lifting up, but then starting to round back. And then with enough space behind you, can you slowly, slowly, slowly drawing your core in as you slowly lower. One vertebra at a time. Coming all the way down to the ground. Now, point your toes forward. Reach your arms overhead. Big, long body stretch here. Oh, nice. And then arms down along your sides. Plant your feet hips width distance again on the ground. But then just hug that right knee into your chest. Maybe take a roll of the ankle again. And maybe send that right foot up towards the sky. You can grab behind the leg here. Just a little gentle drawing the knee towards your face. And then you'll create a figure four cross. Cross the right ankle right below that left knee, right on your thigh here. And you can stay right here. Like for me, sometimes this is what my low back wants. It wants to be on the ground. And I can just almost use my hands to press into my thighs to create a little bit of traction and space in the low back here. And that can feel really nice. I might even like move the pelvis around and rock side to side. Sometimes that feels really good. If you want that sort of deep hip stretch here along for the ride. You can take your hands, thread them through your legs, grabbed under your left leg, and bring that structure, draw it towards your chest or towards your nose. So you choose where you want to be. Take one more big breath in and a breath out. Drop that left foot back down to the ground if it's been lifted. And then keep that structure in the legs. Just let the sole of the right foot drop over to the left side of your mat. And then you can look over to the right. Arms can come out like a T. Staying here for a big breath in and out. Coming back up through center, and you'll switch. So just for a moment, return to that almost like bridge-like prep. We're going to take a bridge in between here just to neutralize and engage the core and the glutes a little more. Press down through your feet and lift your seat up. Just finding a bridge pose. Not the highest bridge, so we don't really want to find any crunching in the low back. That's not our motto. We want to find stability in the muscles surrounding our pelvis in the low back here. Take a big breath in and then slowly come back down. So nice. Now you'll hug the left knee in. Maybe send that foot up to the sky. Take a roll of the ankle, fanning out of the toes. Stay here or find that figure four cross. So bending through that left knee. You might stay here, press through the upper thighs, maybe move the pelvis around, just creating like a little bit more space where it might feel stagnant or stuck. If you want to bring that structure up, create a little bit more of a stretch in the left hip, you may do so, of course. Keep that structure, drop the right foot down first. Then arms can come out like a T, and just finding that little twist here. The left foot can drop over to the ground, over off to the right of your mat. You might even look to your left fingertips. And you'll come back up through center. So now this time, instead of taking a bridge pose, bring both knees wide apart, but then bring them like you were bringing them towards your armpits, right? But we don't want to bring our armpits up to meet. We just want to keep the back of our head on the ground. Think knees drawing towards your armpits, right? They don't have to touch, obviously. But in this action, you can hold on to your shins or your knees here. You'll feel the low back press into the ground, right? And you might have to shift your pelvis either forward or back. So you can find that sweet spot where you almost feel like gravity pushing down, and it provides relief on your low back, right? So not pulling so much that you feel like your tailbone is lifting up so much and it's creating a little more tension. But can you find that sweet spot? Everyone's back is different, right? So can you find that sweet spot where your low back feels rooted down and it feels restorative as you draw a little bit more like gravity and weight, or pressure rather, down towards your mat? You might even take a rock side to side. Sometimes that feels really nice. And gently release. Take a moment of rest here. Feet go wide, knock your knees together. That can feel really nice as a neutralizer after all of that work. Or you can let your legs go long in like a full like shavasana position. We're only here for a few rounds of breath, but just take what feels good. Close your eyes if that's helpful. Take a big breath in. See if you can fill all the way up on this next inhale. And then find some extra ease on that full exhale out. Take one more round of breath in. And out. And whenever you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Find movement in your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Wake yourself up. And you can rock up to a seat or roll off to the side of your mat. Sit up nice and tall. Take a roll of the shoulders, a roll of the head side to side. Sitting up nice and tall, you might even bring your hands together in front of your chest here, in front of your heart. Take a moment to just honor yourself for showing up, for taking the time to create space in your body, space in your breath, hopefully even a little bit of space in your mind. And I hope this provides you with a little bit more ease throughout the rest of your day, the rest of your week. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining.